who you with, Kirk, though. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to Speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to Speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. Welcome to Speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to Speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. Welcome to Speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to Speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. Welcome to Speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to Speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. Welcome to Speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to Speak on it. Welcome to Speak on it. I'm welcome to Speak on it. Welcome to Speak on it. I'm welcome to Speak on it. Welcome to Speak on it. I'm welcome to speak. Welcome to speak. Welcome to speak. I'm 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 who you with, Kirk, dog. Welcome to Speak on it with who you with, Kurt Dog. I'm who you with, Kurt Dog. Want to welcome everyone to the show listening on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, Twitch, Twitter. D Live is in the house. Welcome to the show, Tony Wilson. I see you on Facebook. Y'all can live chat with us in the chat room. Tonight. Yeah, there's a couple of stories we're gonna hit on tonight. One is David Chauvin, which we're going to move that story to the second one. We're going to talk about the jury selection being delayed. Then also we're going to talk about Kim Reynolds. Yeah, that's the governor of our. Making it hard for people to vote early and for people to vote by mail. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. See, voter suppression is deep, so we definitely gonna hit on that. Then Roberto Minuta, or whatever his name is, he took part of that domestic terrorist on January the 6th. Now, like I said, there's some privilege going on because he did get bail. We'll talk about that. And also COVID update, because with COVID, people have to realize COVID is still moving through the land, and it's serious. Just in DFW today, the numbers came out. So we're gonna hit on all of that today. You can live chat with us in the chat room, and just like my boy Radio Chaos out of Canada. Hey, Kurt Dog, it's Normus from Cheers would say it's a dog eat dog world, and I'm wearing milk bone underwears. Boy, that's the type of world we're living in today. A dog eat dog world. Everybody is about themselves. So I guess while we doing the update on COVID, we might well go on and throw Abbott up on the bus again. So but yeah, so let's talk about Kim Reynolds. That's the governor at our. So she wants to make it hard for people to vote. That's because she's probably on the chopping board this next year also. So she's going to make laws to make it hard for people to come out and vote, which is another form of voter suppression, not depression, suppression. So I'm like, this is why it's so important for us to get out and vote. It's so important for the simple fact, if voting wasn't important, they would not be changing laws to try to prevent you from voting. So she signed a controversial law shortening early voting
in election day voting. So she's gonna make it hard for you to get out and allow your voice to be heard. And 9 times out of 10, she may be up for re-election next year. Matter of fact, let me check on that now, because 9 times out of 10, in order for her to do that, she probably already know she's gonna lose. Um, so that's the problem that we have with these people, so-called leaders in these positions. Um, and we need to vote them out. Um, let's see. Uh, okay, she's up for re-election next year. So our need to step up. That's why she's changing laws to try to make it hard for her not to be able to get out of office. She's not doing this to benefit nobody but herself. Fred Hubbell, I hope you running against her this time. You barely lost. So hopefully you'll run against her this time, and you have a much better chance of winning. Because this is nothing but a new form of voter suppression. That's all it is. She gonna change the laws to make the hours shorter for people to vote, and the time for early voting make it shorter, and the hours of the election. It don't make sense. Why are you doing this? See, you've been following behind Trump all this time. Now you know you're probably gonna lose because people is tired of the GOP and the mess that they try to pull. So yeah, it's gonna be hard on you. That's what they're gonna try to do. Now, I'm gonna tell you this also. Do not be surprised if she's not the only other governor that try to pull the same mess. That's all right. We still gonna show up. Still gonna show up and vote and get you out of office. You trying to shorten the amount of time for early voting and also try to shorten the hours. That don't make sense. How you and your folks say it's our rights. Well, it's our rights to vote. That's the reason why the system is in place. But you want to try to suppress our votes to benefit you. Well, little Becky, we're gonna send you packing. So if you're in Des Moines and our any place up there that you could vote to get her out of office, get her out. Let her know your voice going to be heard and get her out of office. So I'm sure it's going to be some other governor, probably the ones from those 15 states that have lifted the mask mandate. It's probably going to be them to try to do the same thing because they know Trump have messed up the GOP. So let's vote them out. Vote them out. Radio said the GOP road to becoming a full-blown ain't they all the party continue. Exactly. That's all it is. That's all it is. These folks have lost their mind. They have lost their mind. I'm trying to get my water on. Welcome to the show, T Cal. I see you snuck up in the building. What's the night? Okay, you off tonight. So, all right, welcome to the show, T Cal. Glad you always come on, support the show. And everyone else that is listening, because I see we have listeners on just about all the platforms. So you can actually live chat with us. Just send a wave or, or emoji or something. Let us know you're there. Let us know where you're watching at. Because we have people that watch all the way from, of course, radios in Canada, but we also have people to watch all the way in England. So definitely let us know exactly where you're watching. And if you want to chime in, you could chime in also. Um, so this is crazy how Kim Ryan Reynolds is doing. This is no respect at all. No respect. And she have an ad out telling I support her. I wouldn't support you after you want to do something like this. Nah. Eh, That's that's some BS if it ain't no BS. Um, that's what she's trying to do is sign and law shorten early in election day voting. Why? Why? That don't make sense. And limiting the length of absentee voting. So she's not only doing making early voting shorter, but she also shortened the day of the election day voting. Hold on, let me see. Uh, saying that da, 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 da. Renaissance Senate File 413, according to a statement released by her office, which made changes to the absentee voting process, voter list maintenance activity, and limited the length of election day voting, among other changes. Some of these changes, the bill bring include cutting down the early voting period by 9 days. So you're gonna have to vote. You have 9 less days that you can vote an hour. Um, requiring most mail-in ballots to be received by the time polls close on election day, as well as requiring polls in all elections to be closed by 8 p.m. instead of 9 p.m. Democrat opposed the bill, saying it make it harder for an audience to vote. Meanwhile, Republicans believe the bill is necessary for people to feel confident that elections are secured. What type of hypocritic BS is this? Because Tom, I want to make sure that it feel secure. No, other words, you saying voter suppression in 2021. That's all it is. It ain't no other way of doing it. That's why we need to vote them out, get them out of these positions. Why are you trying to cut down early voting by 9 days? By 9 days, you trying to do this to make them feel secure. What's going to be secure about it? Only thing that's going to happen, people are going to show up. They're going to show up and show out, and they're going to vote you out. You want to cut early voting down by 9 days. Then you want to cut the times that the polls close. Talking about it's our duty and responsibility to protect the integrity of every election. I'm not going to say what I want to say. The legislation strengthened formally by providing our election official with constitutional parameter for election day absentee voting database maintenance, as well as a clear appeal process for local county auditor. All of these additional steps promote more transparency and accountability, giving our even greater confidence to cast their ballot, Reynolds said in a statement. BS. Because this, if this ain't a bucket of BS, I never heard of it. I don't even understand. Look, get over it. Trump lost. Trump destroyed the GOP. Just get over it. All this other stuff, why? That's just another way of saying you want to suppress the Democrat votes and you want to try to find a legal way of doing it. That's all that is. And it's nothing else but voter suppression. That's all it is. Just get over it. He might had a chance if he didn't act a fool. Think about it. Y'all supporting this fool that lied about the virus, that is a racist, kept saying the China virus. And now, because of his action, you're causing innocent people to get attacked because he kept hollering the China virus, the China virus. So now people are being attacked. One guy was attacked and hit his head, and unfortunately, he passed away from it. And the person who did it should be charged with murder because here it is. It's a hate crime. That's why I said it's going to be a lot of states that follow suit. She just the first one. Radio said Georgia is passing bills to suppress the vote also. They can't get over their laws. Get over it. That's why it's so important to vote, not just for the presidential election. Get out and vote for our state election, our local election, because that's where all our laws are being made at. Um, so yeah, okay. I see where Georgia's Senate Republican passes bill to end no excuse absentee voting. Now I don't. Uh, Now this one even on the show today. Republican Georgia Senate have nearly approved an abundance voting bill that would end no excuse absentee voting 16 years after after Republican first enacted it. The legislation SB 241 would make a number of sweeping changes to Georgia election code, most notable cracking down on who is eligible to vote by mail. Instead of allowing anyone to request an absentee ballot, the bill will limit it to people who are over 65, are physically disabled, are required to be outside their voting precinct during the 3 weeks in person early voting period in election day, have a religious holiday that falls on election day, working election, are qualified as a military or overseas absentee ballot. So you're telling me in the middle of a pandemic, y'all gonna make all these changes. You're gonna make these changes. Now, this is only 2 states, and I'm quite sure it's gonna be a lot more. Once again, it's probably gonna be the 16 states that is doing away with the mandate for masks. Um, so I don't understand it. Let me see what old Greg is doing out here because he could have changed and I haven't heard it yet. Uh, Hold on. I'm trying to see. As of right now, I don't see anything to like that, but they all they're gonna come out of the woodworks and do it. So don't be surprised. But we still need to show up and make sure we voting. We need to get these fools out of office for the simple fact they don't care about us. Only thing they care about is people that's supporting them. That's all. So we need to get them out. There you go. As of right now, they haven't done it. As of right now, I don't see anything on it. Um, but once again, it wouldn't surprise me. We see how Greg is doing, so it wouldn't surprise me at all. That's why it's so important that we get out and vote. Yeah, y'all may be tired of hearing me talking about get out and vote for our local and state election. But the thing is, people have to realize these election is more important than the federal. These election is where our laws are made. Yes, the federal um, election is very important, but our local and our state election is where our laws are made. When you have people like Greg Abbott, Ken Patson, Dan Patrick, all in office, and they don't care nothing except for Becky and Steve, they supporters, we need to vote them out. That's all to it. Get them out of office. Send them a message and let them know, hey, we tired of this. We're not going to deal with this anymore. So it's very important that we vote locally. That's how they can go in and change the laws without nobody knowing. They can secretly change the laws to do voter suppression and nobody know. That's why we need to make sure we vote them out. Without a doubt, it shouldn't even be a question. We need to vote them out. Get them out of office. Kim Reynolds. And if y'all seen this face, oh, I'm not going to talk about it. It's Women's Month. Yeah. It allegedly looked like she probably smoking a cool long. Uh, yeah, we need to vote them out. So let's go on to Derek Chauvin. So the trial supposed to, well, not the trial. I take that back. The jury selection um, was delayed for a day. So it's supposed to start tomorrow, where they will start doing jury selection. And I want to say the trial, the jury selection is supposed to last for 2 or 3 weeks before they can actually start the trial. So, but it would actually postpone until tomorrow. So the judge overseeing the trial of former Minneapolis police officer accused in George Floyd death on Monday paused jury selection for at least a day while an appeal procedure over the possible reinstatement of a third-degree murder charge. So they are trying to put the third-degree murder charge back in. It's an appeal, so that's the reason why it's delayed until tomorrow. Judge Peter Cahill planned to go ahead with the trial anyway and initially ruled jury selection would begin as scheduled on Monday. However, after prosecutor filed a request with the Court of Appeal to put the case on hold, the judge sent the potential jurors home for the day with no ruling from the Court of Appeal by around noon. Cahill proceeded with other pretrial motions. So hopefully it's reinstated and George Floyd family can get justice. Um, not only get justice for George Floyd, but also for um, all the Black Americans in the U.S. that had to witness this. Not just Black America, but everybody who had to witness this. Justice needs to be served. Welcome to the show, Sheldon Ellis, who is watching on Facebook. You can live chat with us in the chat room. T-Cal, it was delayed because of an appeal, and so they waiting for a decision from the appeal court if they're going to reinstate the third-degree murder charge. So that's the reason why it was appealed. So hopefully we'll get started tomorrow. Hopefully the appeal court will go ahead and reinstate that third-degree murder charge because that was straight up murder. You put your hand over, put your knee in someone's neck for over 8 minutes with your hands in your pockets and looking and with a little smirk on your face And as the evidence came out, apparently him and George Floyd worked at a club or something together, and they had a disagreement. So, whatever the situation may be, it was dead wrong what Derek did, and he need to be held accountable. So, whoever is on that jury need to do the right thing because they're gonna try to flip it up, and without a doubt, video don't lie. No matter how you slice it up, videos and pictures don't lie. Because if you don't find this man guilty, as he stayed on his neck for over 8 minutes, looking at the camera with all of his weight on this man's neck while he's in handcuffs. Yeah, they need to find him guilty. So I'm just saying, y'all need to do what's right. Whoever is lucky enough to get on that trial need to do what's right. Don't come back and say it wasn't enough evidence. The state didn't prove it. The hell they didn't. I don't know what video you was looking at. Maybe they're watching Tom and Jerry or something. I don't know. But they need to do what's right. Um, so we'll keep an update on that. Hopefully start tomorrow. We'll find out on tomorrow and see if they have a ruling, if it's going to be reinstated. Hopefully they do. I know they said the trial should start, I think I heard 2 to 3 weeks once they had the jury selected. Now, it's 2 or 3 weeks before it starts. And the trial itself, I'm not sure. Hold on. I'm trying to see if they have it in here, if it can say exactly how long. How long it should last. I don't see it, but I did catch something that caught my eye. Um, so during the hearing today, uh, Derek, defense attorney, asked the judge to reconsider his ruling on removing a May 19th arrest for Florida, stating the arrest was relevant to the arrest made in May 2020. The defense argued that the two incidents were similar because Floyd didn't show his hands in both instances and had a large amount of drug in his mouth. Yeah, I'm gonna get off this because I can tell you now it's about to go left real quick, and it's I don't want to offend nobody tonight, but here it is. You trying to um justify killing this man, kneeling on his neck for over 8 minutes while he's begging for his mama, and you trying to justify it. How in the hell you gonna sleep at night knowing this man killed that man, murdered this man? Yeah, that's not good. But to answer your question, radio, I'm not quite sure exactly how long it may last. I would assume it could last for a couple of weeks after they select the jury. It could last for a couple of weeks, and um, of course, we want justice served, but it need to be served correctly. And I can almost say, I don't know for sure, but whoever is sitting on that jury probably won't look like me. It's probably some people they handpick that they'll put on there, but they have to go through the process. I'm gonna say allegedly handpick, but they'll have to go through the process. Um, so yeah, that's gonna be interesting. Um, I don't know. Let me see. I believe it may be. Um, uh, let me see. Let's see. According to this just came out. Uh, uh, his next court date is not until Wednesday, and they may select the jury by March 29th. But his lawyer said they suspect the trial won't actually happen for several months. So uh, they say it could be the 29th, but then they say his attorney said that the trial may not start for several months. So apparently they probably gonna had them to change it. So it may not be this month. It could be a couple of months down the road. And I'm thinking I seen something. Uh, thought I seen something in May, possible May. And so we still gotta keep an eye on that too. Maybe they trying to handpick the right jury for that also. Allegedly handpick the right jury. Um, so it's hard to say. T Cal said, I just pray they do the right thing. I do too. I do too. Because this is crazy. Uh you up here um doing all of this. They need to do the right thing. And so yeah, Roberto Minuta. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. Um, he was Roger Stone, Oath Keeper bodyguard, and he actually wait a minute, got a couple of things on here. I think I mixed the story up a little bit. But he was seen the morning of January 6th standing next to Roger Stone. Um, but he was taken into custody at a business in New Bern, New York. NBC New York first reported the New Jersey resident faced several charges, including tampering with document or proceeding for going to DC, equipped with military style attire and gear, including a pill with a crest related to the Oath Keeper, and then storming the Capitol. Uh, Minto, other affiliated with Oath Keeper, breached the U.S. Capitol ground, were meant to aggressively berated and taunted U.S. Capitol police officer responding for protecting the Capitol and the representative inside of the Capitol. The complaint state Minto then attacked the U.S. Capitol and obstruction uh, congressional proceeding with other attackers on January 6, 2021. Um, so during a Monday court hearing, a New York federal judge ordered him to release. I don't know why. You letting terrorists out. I don't know why. Stating that he is not charged with a violent crime, and prosecutor failed to prove he was a danger to society. Prosecutor who had argued for his detention said Minto has a fetish for freedom that might mean he won't obey pretrial conditions of release. Why am I being targeted here? Why aren't you going after BLM and Antifa? He told federal agent when he was arrested, according to prosecutors. Minto owns and operates a tattoo parlor in New Broad called, I'm not going to say the name, um, which made headline in May 2020 for reopening in defiance of state lockdown order. A crowd of supporters gathered outside Minto's shop the day he reopened, including a number of Oath Keepers and the group founder, Stuart Rose, who traveled to New Bern from Texas to be there. Robert will be urging other NY small business owners to follow his example in a mass defiance of Como. And then Rose wrote in a call to action on the Oath Keeper website prior to the event, asking others to be there. You should know that Robert drove 350 miles all the way down to Richmond, Virginia on January 20th, 2020 to stand with us and our Virginia brothers at the massive historic open carry rally to put the Virginia tyrant, Governor Ralph Blackface Norton, on notice that we, the people, would not comply with his unconstitutional violation of our rights. Um, the unconstitutional violation of our right. So if we're gonna follow the law now, as you say, that's why no bail should be set. Bail should not be set. He should remain behind bars for the simple fact he committed a terrorist act, a domestic terrorist act. I I already know I have some message in the morning because somebody will mess around and hear this, or somebody will tell them about it. They'll go back and they'll mess around and just say, "Hey, uh, it was his right." Well, it's also his right to be held accountable for his rights. Just because it's his right doesn't mean it's right. Um, so the thing is, he was able to get bail, and I believe the story don't have it, but I believe it was actually $150,000 bail for a terrorist attack. I'm just wondering if anyone else did a terrorist attack on America, would they get $150,000 bail? I'm just asking because the thing is, we seen when people have attacked us, we seen what the results were. When old planes hit the towers, yeah, they committed suicide, but they also went after the person that was responsible for it. And they did get him. He didn't fly the planes in there, but they did get him. They held them accountable, held them accountable by death. And for these people to go and attack our national capital and act like it's not a problem trying to overturn our election and act like it's not a problem saying it's their right, saying they could do it and feel like they could do it, all because they listened to a fool. Because this fool spoke hate. for the 4 years he was in office. That's all he did. Spoke hate, nothing else. He lied to us about the virus and spoke hate. He praised the ones that did hate racist stuff, like the golf cart. They passed by saying white power. Trump 2020. He retweeted that. Racist. That's what it comes down to. Racist. At some point, we got to wake up and say enough is enough. I don't agree with the way people are doing. I don't agree with it at all. But here it is. If you're doing something that you know is wrong, you should be held accountable for it. You're right, radio. Now you have more GOP politicians using Trump playbook to get elected. What a joke. That's the reason why Reynolds is changing during voter suppression. How is they going to make it safe? Only thing that's going to happen, people going to show up. They still going to show up and vote. It's our right to be able to vote. That's why we need to show up and show out. Get them out of office. Get somebody who is truly for the people and make sure we hold them accountable. This don't make any sense at all. None whatsoever. So I see, I see. We have a couple of their supporters on here, and I'm sure we finna start getting some message like we normally do, and it's okay. We need to hold these folks accountable. Now, the story I originally read on this said that he's able to travel between Texas and New York. How many places are between them? So you're gonna allow a terrorist to do this? And I wish I had this picture that they showed of him, and it was crazy. He was dressed for comeback. That's what he was, dressed for comeback. I thank God they did not get the opportunity to get close to none of our politicians that was in the Capitol on that day. It would have been more people killed. He showed up with a headset in for a radio, like he was communicating with people. Uh, Showed up with a vest on, bear spray, all type of stuff, ready for comeback. The one thing that we never hear about, that we haven't heard about, that happened on January 6th, it wasn't no arrest made during that time. Mm. We didn't hear about nobody carrying guns during that time. That's because it wasn't, they didn't fit the criteria to arrest right then. A lot of this could be avoided from trying to find these people. All this money that we spending to go back and look at videos, social media should have arrested them on the spot. We see how it goes when it come down to Black Lives Matter or any other organization that is not part of Trump plan. They're gonna have enough security out there. Trump been talking about it for years that, well, not for years, but weeks, that January 6th, January 6th, January 6th, just wait. Big things gonna happen. And then the old sorry Senate and congressman that we have up there refused to impeach him. But then you want to talk about after he's a bad guy. What do Trump have on y'all to make y'all not want to go against them? Maybe McConnell got scared when they left the pig or whatever they left on his driveway. I can't remember what it was. Maybe he got scared because of that. When they spray painted his home and Nancy Pelosi home, maybe he got scared. But what about all the rest of them? What about all the rest of them? You took an oath to protect and serve this country, and you failed. You failed, all because of your political party. I hope you repent. Hope you repent, because when it's said and done, and you have to meet your maker, that's not good. Radio said I saw Don Jr. doing an interview with firearms placed behind him. Laurie Bobard is doing the same thing. Is this some new trend? It's a scare tactic. I seen today, and I didn't get a chance to pull the story up, but there was a politician that released um, chat between all of the GOP or whatever. How they all was talking about conspiracy theory. Um, talk about conspiracy theory, and they don't know why. Um, yeah. Oh wow. And so they didn't know uh they was doing this conspiracy theory to try to tell my Trump won and all of this. Whatever the talk was. And I said, that's a shame. That's why it's important that we get out and vote. That's the reason why. It's all about doing what's right for the people. All the people. See, if people did the right thing, we wouldn't have no issues. I'm not just talking about politics, I'm just talking about in life in general. If people had discussions, communicate, we wouldn't have a lot of these issues that we have in the world. But everybody want to be the boss, nobody want to be the Indian. So, unfortunately, this is what we're stuck with until we vote. And when we vote, I don't care if they cut the time down or not. If you're in line, if you are in line by the time that poll close, they have to let you vote. They have to. They cannot turn you away, no matter how long that line is. If you are in line before those polls close, you're able to vote. Don't get discouraged about them changing the times and cutting down early voting and all of that. Don't get discouraged about that. Be proud that you're able to vote and go in there and let your voice be heard. Send them a message. They can throw roadblocks in front of you, but it's not going to keep you down. Send them a message. Let them know you can do all the roadblocks you want to try to do, but I'm still going to let my voice be heard. Um, as I hit on earlier today, we're going to talk about old Greg for a minute. Here in Dallas, just Dallas alone, Dallas Fort Worth. Today, with Greg Abbott on the brinks of this mandate to stop the mask mandate and open up 100%. Just days before, between Dallas and Tarrant County, 1,364 new cases and 43 more deaths. 43 more deaths. 1,364 more cases. I had some running around to do today, and as I drove around, I seen a lot of places open like it was nothing. Talking about pack. The order not even in place yet. That's why I asked the question last week when it came out. Will you support a business that open up 100% and do not enforce a mask? That's the problem that we have. People are in love with money. People are so in love with money. And that is the root to all evil, money. All the money in the world doesn't change your mindset. It don't change how you deal with people. It give you a status. But if you're a mean and hateful person beforehand, you're still gonna be a mean and hateful person. But here it go. You're gonna look at money over life. And I've seen many reports that said um people was great. Matter of fact, it said Greg Abbott is choosing money over life because these folks are gonna go out, gonna be buck wild. And when people start complaining about the fact that we're still in a pandemic, we're having a quarantine, and if we have to go back on complete lockdown, it's not good. It won't be good. So for the ones that want to be out there and be free, and if this do happen, look yourself in the mirror and say you are the reason why. Even I know the CDC came out today and said if you have both vaccines, it's okay for you to be around a group of people. But we don't know enough about this vaccine. We don't know how strong it can be. We don't know if it'll fight off against it. Like I said last night, they said a fourth wave is about to come through. We've seen different strains of the virus. Will this vaccine protect you from those different strains? Radio said I saw a video today of kids burning masks on the Capitol step in Idaho. First of all, were they arrested? Because here it is, people turn the blind eye to stuff like this. You're going to the Capitol and burn anything on the steps. Should be illegal. I'm just saying it should be illegal. Federal ground, you burning stuff on the steps? I'm just saying it should be illegal. And I'm quite sure it is. And at that point, they should get arrested. Instead of just talking about it, putting it on the news, thinking it's all okay, putting it on social media, hold them accountable. Can you imagine if that was a Black Lives Matter kids going and burning stuff on the steps? What you think would happen with them? First thing they'll say, they was trying to burn the Capitol down. Hold them accountable. I don't care who you are. You do wrong, you need to be held accountable. And that's all to it. Some people might don't like the fact that I say that. That's the only way it's gonna change. You start holding people accountable. Just like all the cops that have killed innocent people. Hold them accountable. Hold them accountable. I know I mentioned Plano earlier, but I don't know if y'all heard about the story that came out with Plano last week. Um, Radio said a bunch of anti-maskers were encouraging them. Encouraging them. That's right. Encourage your kids to do it. Yeah. I guess for you won't lose your job. Um, you won't lose your job. So you're gonna encourage your kids to do it. That's their right. Yeah. Parents and kids burn masks in Idaho, a state with no mask mandate. Anti-masker encourage kids to burn their face covering on the Capitol step. Like I said, racist and hatred is taught at home. Parents encouraging kids to burn masks in front of Idaho Capitol. Parents are encouraging them. Hmm. Yeah, hold them accountable. And as soon as one of them catch the virus, they're gonna be saying, "I didn't know. I didn't take it serious." Hell, I don't like wearing a mask, but I do it. I wear it too to protect myself, to protect the people I'm around, and to protect my family. Yeah, I wear two masks. I don't play around with it. I don't. This is serious. Idaho Governor Brad Litter, Republican, has never implemented a statewide mask requirement, though nearly a dozen areas of the state have local restriction, including Boise. For months, Litter has been at odds with Lieutenant Governor Janice McGeachin, Republican of a pandemic restriction in Idaho. The governor and lieutenant governor run on separate tickets. The state current guidelines strongly recommend face covering, but require them only in long-term care facility. And McGinn opposed any mask mandate. Apparently, they never lost a loved one due to COVID. Apparently, they never had to um, watch a video as their loved one take their last breath, looking at them on FaceTime. Apparently, they haven't talked to no one who've had COVID. Matter of fact, it's a guy that was on the news this morning, caught COVID a year ago, and he said he's still having issues with it today. But people don't think about that. Teach your kids the right thing. Going against the law of the land is not the right thing. You grooming terrorists. That's what it is. You grooming terrorists to go against our government system. So I just pray and hope that people do what's right. Protect yourself. Matter of fact, I went into a business today, um, and while I was in there, I was leaving out. The GM of that business asked me, and a friend said, "Hey, are y'all excited about Wednesday? Are y'all gonna wear your masks?" I said, "Yeah, I'm gonna continue wearing my two masks. If I need to, I'll take it to three. I'm not finna play Russian roulette with this pandemic." He said, "Well, as for me and my employees, we're gonna wear masks, but we're gonna leave it up to our customers if they want to wear it or not." And I said, "Well, it's my right that if I come up in here and I see you operating at 100% and ain't nobody got mask on, it's my right to turn around and leave up out of here. I would not support a business that does that. I don't care what type of business it is. I will turn around and leave. I will go to business today. Uh, certain business I will go to, but if I have taste for a certain food, if I don't feel like cooking it, I'll go there. And if for some reason I walk up in this business and nobody have a mask on, I'm not eating there. I'm not taking that chance. So, but definitely protect yourself. This is not a game. This is not a drill. This is actually real life. Russian roulette. That's what it is. Real life Russian roulette, because anything can happen. And we don't know. We do not know. Um, as of right now, this. And still get tested. Get tested. Because now people think just because the vaccine is out, you don't have to get tested. Don't let your guards down. Don't let your guards down. In the US today, we have 29.1 million new cases, 40,336 new cases today, 525,000 deaths, 682 new cases today. That's just in the US. Texas, 2.7 million cases, 282, 2,852 new cases today, with a total of 65 deaths today. But hey, this thing is for real. Take it real. Treat this like your life depend on it, because it do. Like I say on the show, and my offer still stand. If it's somebody out here struggling with grief right now, that is needing someone to listen to them. And what I mean about listening to them, I'm talking about if you just need to call and vent, to let someone hear exactly how you feel. I'm available. You can always call, and I will be uh, your partner to be able to get us through grief. Because right now, grief feels real. It is. So I appreciate everyone that actually tuned in tonight on YouTube, uh, Facebook, D Live, Twitch, Periscope, Twitter. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Hopefully, you tune in tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central Time. We're live Sunday through Thursday, and you can actually chat live with us on the show. I appreciate you, Radio T Cal, and all the viewers that came on tonight: Tony Wilson, Sheldon Ellis, and many more. Um, I don't know your name, but I see y'all come in um, and listen. But I definitely appreciate y'all for tuning in. Continue to support the show. We're going to be doing some more great things coming up in the future. So join us Sunday through Thursday, um, 8 p.m. Central Time. So until tomorrow night, I appreciate y'all. I love each and every one of you. Until then, peace.